Hi, hello. This is Tutor from UPLAS Training. Today we will be learning about the third session in Tally. So the topic in Tally, the third session is all deals with the creation of ledgers. So in the previous classes, we started knowing about the different types of ledgers, different types of groups. As we already know, there are two types of groups. One is primary group and other one is subgroup. So based on the group availability, now we will start creating the ledgers. So let's get into the application. Yes. So this is our company. Just select our company. Now, so we know how to create a ledger, right? So we will create a single ledger. Accounts info, ledgers, create. Single ledger, create. So here few ledgers. The first ledger we are going to talk about capital account, which is nothing but owner. Instead of owner, we will better mention it as proprietor. Right? This capital account. So name, then write it as proprietor. Nothing under. So usually these are all the accounts which we have list of groups over here. So as we know, it is a capital account, capital account. Select capital account. Now inventory values are affected. So whether with this capital account, any inventories are affected? Obviously, no, it is nothing related to inventory. So press no. Then name, proprietor name. So let's say proprietor name. Let's say some XYZ is the proprietor. Okay. Okay. Now address. So let's say some address, country, language, state, pin code. So if you can also give pin code. Pin code is nothing but the zip codes. So you want to provide bank details. If you want to provide yes, you need to press yes and give the bank details. No, if you don't want to provide it, then we can directly go to no. Tax details like this PAN details, PAN of the proprietor. Usually PAN of the proprietor have to be provided. So once the proprietor updates the PAN details, let us go with PAN. Okay. You can go for. Okay. So let's say this is the PAN of the proprietor. Okay, some PAN details I have updated. Now opening balance. So what is the opening balance as on this particular date? So right now, if you want to update, you update. Otherwise, you can just skip it off. Let's say yes. Why? Later on, we can create it. Now let's next things. Drawings. Drawings. So it also comes under capital account. Inventory. No, it is not affected. Name, drawings, India, pin code. If you want to update. Tax registration. Enter. Yes. So if you double time it, hit enter also, the ledger will be created. Bank. So let's specify the bank name, SBI Bank. Then bank comes under bank accounts. So select bank accounts in the available list of groups. Bank accounts. So what is the effective date of reconciliation? So usually it should be the starting date. So let's give this date, or else you can go for the April 1st starting date. Set alter bank details. Yes, if you want to alter the bank details, we can still alter it. Okay. So here select the bank details and all, you can give it. But as if now, as we didn't created any bank account, let's not give as select bank details. As if now we will give no. SBI bank address, pin code, enter, save. Double time enter, the account will be saved. Next, machinery. Machinery is all about your fixed assets. So let us create machinery. Machinery account. So machinery is all about fixed assets. So the from available list, select, let us take fixed assets. Yes. Inventory values are affected. Yes, because it is a fixed asset, inventory value will be affected. Pin code, enter, double enter. So the document, the ledger will be created. Next, furniture. Furniture, it is also a fixed assets. Yes, furniture, enter, double enter, save. Computer. Computer. So computer is also your fixed asset. Yes. Pin code. Enter, save. Double time enter, save. Next. Typewriter. So we are working under one project. Let us assume that we are working under one project, one company details. So that is why we are going to create all the details of that particular company. That is also the reason why I am not updating the opening balances, because in the further sessions we'll be knowing what are the opening balance of this accounts. Next, land and buildings. It is also a fixed asset. Yes, land and buildings, pin code, enter, 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 save. Then plant. Plant is nothing but plant and machinery, fixed assets. Next, motor van, fixed assets. Office equipment. This is also your fixed asset. Furniture and fittings. This is also your fixed asset. Pin code. Then prepaid expenses. So prepaid expenses is all your current assets. So now we are entering into the current assets category. So from the available list, select the current assets. No, inventory values are affected with the prepaid expenses. The answer would be no. Yes, yes. Next. Bills receivable. So bills receivable is also your current asset. Inventory value, no. Next. Outstanding expenses. So outstanding expenses is also your current liabilities. Always remember it's a current liabilities. So it is a liability for you on your company. So inventory values, no. Next, income received in advance, even that is your liability. Current liabilities. Enter. Yes. Then purchase. So purchase account directly comes in purchases itself. So purchase accounts, inventory values, yes, it is affected. Then purchase returns, always in purchase account itself. Then purchase order. So that also comes in your purchase accounts. Sales. Sales is a category of sales account. So from the available list, select the sales. Inventory values affected. Yes, it will affect your inventory. Then sales written. Sales account. It will affect your inventory value. Yes. Sales order. Even that comes in your sales. Inventory values affected. Yes. Wages. So always we know that the manufacturing related expenses will come under your direct expenses. So wages. So select from the available list direct expenses. Whether inventory value affected? No, it will not affect. Next, carriage inwards. So carriage inwards is also your manufacturing related expense. So let us create that in account. So carriage inwards direct expenses. Next, factory rent. So obviously it is related to manufacturing. Factory rent. Direct expenses, yes. Trade expenses. So these are related to your P&L. It will be in under the category direct expenses. Okay, trade, something related to this. We will create in trade. Next comes bank charges. So bank charges is your operating charges, nothing related to your manufacturing. So it would be under the indirect expenses. Interest paid. Interest paid is all about your indirect expenses. Next, insurance, indirect expenses. Carriage outwards. So carriage outwards, carriage inwards is always with your this thing, but carriage outwards will go with the under the head indirect expenses. Rent, nothing but rent paid is your indirect expenses. Discount allowed. It is related to your operational business related, so indirect expenses. Depreciation is nothing but your non-cash expense. So depreciation, anyways, it will come under indirect expenses. Power bill, or you can say electricity bill. Electricity bills. So it also comes under indirect expenses. Salaries. So indirect expenses. Stationery, nothing but printing and stationery. Indirect expenses. Loss of machinery, nothing but loss on machinery. So whenever you're disposing of asset, we do come across with loss, scrap and all, right? So here you're going to record it. Next, interest on capital. So usually when capital is borrowed, so you are going to pay interest on that. So basically it is related to your business. So it comes under indirect expenses. Next, DD charges, nothing but your bank charges. So bank, you can write DD charges. So whenever you approach a bank, whenever you're dealing any transactions with bank, we come across with some expenses. So all those are related to your indirect. Establishment expenses, yeah. So business establishment expenses. So it doesn't relate anything with your manufacturing. So it will be under your indirect expenses. Next, electricity bill is done. Scrap. So whenever you sell a scrap, usually you get income, right? So and that is from your direct only. So that is why we go with direct income. Enter. Next. Admission fee received or nothing but administration expenses. You can write administration expenses. So this will come under indirect expenses. Next, commission received. So obviously it is your income. Commission received. So it is your indirect income. Discount received is also your income, indirect income. Interest received is also your indirect income. Interest on drawings. So your proprietor has some drawings, and on the drawings company will levy interest. So we get interest amount, right? So it is an income to the organization. So interest on drawings, indirect income. Next, interest on investments. Obviously when you're receiving interest on your investment, so it is an income, unearned income it is. So it comes in your indirect incomes. Next, sundry creditor. So what are you naming him? So basically you're going to name him. So here we'll write sundry creditor, and it would be under your liabilities. So sundry creditor, always your sundry creditor. You can directly give us liabilities also. Sundry creditors. Now, maintain balances bill by bill. Do you want to maintain balances bill by bill? Yes, of course. Whenever you're maintaining the sundry creditor details, so the balances should be maintained based on bill. So it is usually recommended that you maintain bill by bill. Default credit period as of now not required. Check for credit date during voucher entry not required. Inventory values affected. Yes, usually your inventory values will be affected, right? Okay. Sundry creditor name. So what are you going is name. So let's say my sundry creditor name is PQR. Enter pin code, his property details. Enter. Now, sundry debtor. So obviously, when there is a creditor, obviously it would be a sundry debtor in an organization. So sundry debtors will come under sundry debtors head. So yes, it is a current assets. So who is your sundry creditor? Let's say ABC. Then investments. So investments is all under your investments head. So capital investments, long-term investments, what we call it as. So investments is investments. Inventory value affected, no. Salaries, advance salaries, you can say. Yeah, there will be advance salary also, right? So obviously salaries advance means it will go under loans and advances, and that too as an asset. Yes. Now let's go with ICICI Bank loan. So it is an outstanding loan. So it will usually come in your loans. And it is a liability. ICICI. So let's say our bank is SBI, no? So let us go SBI loans. So it will come under loans and it is a liability. And it's loans from person, nothing but you can just write a loans. So that is a liability also because it is your personal loan and it is unsecured because it is not through your bank or some hypothecation. Next, opening stock or closing stock. Usually it would be in stock in hand. So opening stock, it would be closing stock. Next, purchases. So when you're purchasing, you pay VAT and CST, right? VAT is value added tax. CST is central sales tax. So here inventory values are affected, right? Now, let's say VAT. Okay. So it will come under, make it as a purchase only as if now. Purchase accounts. Inventory values affected, yes. So you have to go for used in VAT returns. Next, sales. VAT and CST. Usually it will be instead of sales, let us go with duties and taxes. Input VAT. Now here you'll go with input VAT. So input VAT is a VAT. It is basically like your input tax. So input tax is a tax. Whenever you make any purchases, the input tax is calculated. So here the tax is calculated on the purchases. That is why it is called as input VAT and it will be under head duties and taxes. Okay. Now here type of duty, it should be VAT. Okay, not yet created. So this is the accounting features. So basically we can maintain accounting features of our company using the shortcut called Control F11, wherein in F1 we find all the account details, F2 is inventory, F3 is all about statutory details, and F6 is add-ons. So you can see in the accounting features, the general is maintain accounts only. Always it will go with no. Integrated accounts and inventory, yes. Income and expense account instead of profit and loss account, no. It should be always your profit and loss itself. Allow multi-currency if you're dealing with any multi-currency data, then we can go with yes. So as if now we are dealing with only one currency, so I'm going with no. Next, outstandings management. So whatever outstandings we have it. So how are you going to manage that? Maintain bill-based details, obviously yes. If you're maintaining the sundry creditor or debtor, you're going with yes. Then activate interest calculation, use advanced parameter as if now, no. Next, cost and profit. So related to cost and profits, maintain payroll, maintain cost centers as if now we'll go with no. Next, invoicings, allow invoicing, record purchases in invoice format. Yes, it should be in whenever we are making a purchases, it should record your quantity, discount rate, tax number, etc. So though you need to maintain yes. Record purchases invoice format, yes. Use debit and credit notes. You want to use any debit credit? No. Use invoice mode for credit notes as if now no. Budgets, everything is no. Banking features. You can see here. Enable check printing. Use banking configuration, bank ledger master. Yeah, as if now yes. Alter banking features. If you want to maintain any banking features alteration, you can maintain here. What are your banking features you want to alter? Alter list of transaction types. No. Show additional bank details for account number, IFSC code during voucher entry. Or if you want to make, you can say all banks. Allow to enter beneficiary code as if now no. Show transfer mode. Whether it is NEFT, RTGS or bank transfer, it should allow. It should enable to show. So here it should be yes. Import beneficiary bank account details as if now no. Now set or alter post-dated transaction features. If you want to do any alteration, you can come here in F11 and do further. Next, other features. Allow zero valued entries, not at all, no. So enable company as if now, no. Yes, like this. Okay. Now we will go with F2. F2 is all about your inventory. So what is the inventory features? Integrate accounts and inventory always yes. Allow zero valued entries no. Storage, maintain multiple locations no. Store stock categories, if there is different type of stock categories, you can enable as yes. As if now we will maintain it as no. You want to maintain any batch wise details. So if you are maintaining a batch wise details, based on the expiry date, the batch will be displayed. So here, as we don't have any batch wise as if now, so we are maintaining it at no, and whenever we require, we make it as yes. Next, use different actual and billed quantity no. Order processing, allow purchase order processing, sales order, job order. Presently, we make it no. Okay, purchase management, sales management features. Now let us go with F3, which is all about statutory. Statutory is nothing but your tax details. Enable value added tax as if no, yes. Set alter VAT details, yes. So what is your state? Telangana. Here you are going to give your VAT details. So for a company, there will be a TIN number. So you're going to give a TIN number, interstate sales tax number, one number I'm giving. Set alter tax rate details, yes. So here you have to give tax rate, for example, 5%. Okay. Define VAT, commodity and tax details as masters, no. Next, enable excise as if now, no. Service tax, no. TDS, we will alter it, but as if now, we will make it as no. Enable TCS as if now, no. PAN or income tax number. So let us give PAN number. enter. Yes, SIN number. It is your company number. So whenever we register company with the government, so usually we get a SIN number, company identification number. So as if now we'll maintain this. Okay. Now when you maintain here, type of duty tax. So it is VAT. Now use for purchase tax, yes. Inventory values affected, yes. Percentage of calculation, as if now we are not giving. Enter. Okay. Next, output VAT. So output VAT is a VAT which is calculated when you make a sales. So always it would be duties and taxes. So it would be CST. Enter save. Okay. Next, VAT payable. It is nothing but tax payable. So in other words, we can say it is a tax payable. So usually it will be coming under your duties and taxes itself. So VAT payable, duties and taxes. Type of tax would be others, as if now. Include in assessable value, as if now no. Next, when payable, always there will be a refundable also. If we pay any tax higher than our payable tax, then you get a VAT refund. So it will be under duties and taxes. Next, purchase returns. Okay, as if now we are not going to create any service tax related. So let's say TDS, tax deducted at source. Okay. Okay, as we didn't create any TDS. Okay. These accounts will create at the time of creation. Maintaining income tax. Let's create income tax. So basically, these are all the accounts which we have created. Now let's view our accounts which we created. So display, single ledger display. So these are the list of accounts which we have created in our company right now. Okay. Now let's talk about the concepts. Now here let's know what exactly is the accounting terminology and what exactly is in tally perspective. So basically accounting. So there is no unanimity as the definition of accounting. So it is not a unanimous. There is no unanimity basically. However, some important definitions of accounting. So we will understand few important definitions of accounting so that we will able to do the further postings perfectly. So I can say in the definition one, according to the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, that is AICAPA, defines in 1941 that accounting is the art of recording. So nothing but you're going to record it, classifying, and recording is nothing but journals. Classify is nothing but ledgers. Summarizing is nothing but your trial balance, profit and loss in a significant manner. So we follow one or the other manner. We are not going to create it at randomly, or we are not going to create it, in a mislead manner. We are going to follow one significant manner. And in terms of money, so basically it shouldn't be anything in kind. Everything, as we know, accounting itself says all about cash transactions. So we are going to deal anything with money, transactions and events. Yes, even events we are going to record it, which are in part at least of a financial character. So it should be related to financial character and interpreting the results thereof. So nothing but All these are summarized in a significant manner, and then output is released. That is nothing but your report. Report is nothing but your balance sheet. So that was the one of the definition example. Another definition which was followed in 1966 was accounting is a process of identifying. So you're identifying which account, which ledger relates to which account category, which line item, and measure it. So you are going to measure it, and it should be in a cost concept. And communicating the required information, nothing but you're putting the same concepts or you're putting the same aspects in your reports, communicating to the public. It is nothing but your reports, P&L, profit and loss, or balance sheet, or cash flow, funds flow, anything. The required information relating to the economic events of an organization, nothing but whatever information we are communicating the required information, that particular information, to the economic events of an organization, to the interested users of such information. Nothing but the users here can be a government, employees, investors, stakeholders, insurance, RBI, etc. Now let's talk about the another definition. So here we are going to maintain it says that accounting is a process of recording, classifying, summarizing financial transactions and events, and communicating the information to the users who need it for decision making. So basically, we have two types of accounts in Tally. That is the manual accounts and computerized accounts. So what is all about manual accounts? Here, manual accounts is nothing but it means operating the accounts by manual way. So manually, manpower. That means operating the accounts data by manual and generating the reports by manual only. So nothing related to software. Everything you're maintaining manually. In manual accounts, you should follow the accounting lifestyles. An accounting lifestyle is a complete sequence. It is a beginning with recording, is exactly. So when we say accounting, we have to follow the life cycle. If you are missing any cycle, then you are missing whole concept. So that is why it starts with recording of transactions and ending with preparation of final account. And in between this chain, there are n number of ways to have to be followed. So accounting life cycle follows below steps. Yes, we will see what are the steps we have to follow in accounting. So first is all about your maintaining your journals, day book. So usually you maintain a day book, right? So we are going to maintain a day book. So in day book, so maintaining a day book, then journal entries, ledgers, trial balance, final accounts. So this is a process of life cycle which we follow. Now let's see what is all about a day book. So because unless and until we are good at the foundation level or the base level of accounts, posting or preparation of these financial statements becomes a hectic job. So that is why first we will be very careful in going through this aspects. Recording the every business transaction in date wise order. So what is day book? Day book is all about your recording the business transactions in the day wise order. So you're going to maintain it in a day wise order. And day book is a journal. So what exactly is a day book? Let's see what exactly is a day book. So it is a journal. It is a journal or a daily record wherein the transactions are recorded in a chronological order. So the meaning of chronological plays a vital role. Chronological is nothing but your systematic order, nothing but date wise. So here you're going to maintain the data date wise, nothing but as and when they take place. So whenever the transaction take place, you're going to record it in the day book. The act of recording a transaction in the journal is called journalizing. So whatever you're recording in the journal book or day book, that process itself, it is called as journalizing. Now let's see what are the journal entries. So let's say this is the information regarding transactions for the month. So we got the information of the companies in the following manner. That is called day book. So in the day book, we are going to record it. Like on 5th, so let's say on 5th, we are going to, so on 5th, Rama Devi started business with 25 lakhs. Nothing but this, we can say it is our opening capital. Then on 12th May, she purchased a machinery for cash and it is of 3 lakh worth. And on 19th, she deposited into the IDBI bank. So let's say here, let's say SBI bank, 6 lakh worth. Then on 22nd May, she purchased a goods for cash 4.2. And on 25th May, she sold the goods by check as well as the check number is updated. She also paid salaries and she also received a commission. So this is the information which was there, and the same information is recorded in a day book. Now same thing have to be journalized. Journalized is nothing but journal entries have to be framed. Now the step 2 in our accounting cycle is all about your journal entries. Now let's talk about journal entries. Here, identifying the accounts and summarizing the accounts. So what are we doing here is we are identifying the accounts. So for example, here we said Rama Devi introduced capital. So we should know what exactly is that. We should identify it. So it is nothing but she started with 25 lakh capital. So that is a investing capital to her, opening capital. So that is all the process of identifying. So it is identifying the business transaction and summarizing the account. So you are summarizing it. So you are going to maintain the accounts data. How are you going to maintain? With debit and credit aspects. So she started a business. That means her cash went out. So it is a debit to us. So here you're going to follow the principles of accounting. Like we know there are 3 principles of accounting: personal account, real account, and nominal account. Personal account, everything deals with person names, everything names of the persons, artificial or the natural bodies. And here the rule says that debit the receiver, credit the giver. It is nothing but if it is something related to personal account, you debit that person name if you are receiving it to the company, and you credit the person name or a body name when you are giving it. So that is why we say debit the receiver and credit the giver. The same like goes with real account. So real account says that debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So real account is nothing but dealing with your cash and bank transactions. So here, if you're dealing with your cash or bank and something is entering into your business, then you debit it. You're paying out, then you credit it. Then comes the nominal account where debit says all expenses and losses. Credit says all gains and income. So any expense, any loss, you're going to debit. Any income, any gain, you're going to credit. So we are going to summarize the accounts with prospects of debit and credit in each transaction. In each transaction, we are going to value it, whether it is a debit transaction or a credit transaction. The process of recording the business transaction in the journal. So basically, whatever we are recording, that process in the journal, it is known as journalizing. So here you're knowing the aspects and you're journalizing it. Nothing but you're identifying the debit aspect as well as the credit aspect and journalizing it. to divide business transaction into two aspects and recording. So here you can see. So these are the journal entries because we know, right? She started a business. So same thing we are going to maintain it here. So what are the transactions you're going to maintain? This you're going to maintain here. So on which date she has started the business? So let's say she started the business on 5th, right? So here you're going to maintain the details. So whatever there was there in day book, now here maintaining it in the journal format. Here we can see. So this is the basically, you're going to maintain the journal entries in this format where the first column, all thing says about your date, VR number, it is nothing but ledger folio number. You can make it as JF number instead of, it is JF number, nothing but journal folio number, then particulars, then whether it is ledger or folio, debit, credit. Okay. Now here you're going to maintain the entry. So first is cash account data to capital account. If you want to summarize this, yes, we can say. So Rama Devi started a business by investing rupees 25 lakh cash into the business. So usually it comes with a real account principle. So debit what comes in, credit what goes. So nominal account, cash account data to capital account. So being Rama Devi started business. Then she bought a machinery for cash, right? So it was 3 lakh worth. So machinery is all about your asset, right? So debit what comes in. Usually what comes in. So machinery debit and cash is nothing but related to real account. So you're paying cash. Your cash is going out of your enterprise. So credit your cash to cash account. So being machinery purchased. Then you deposited an amount of, she deposited an amount of uh, 6 lakh in SBI bank. So debit what comes in. So it is going into the bank. So bank is going to debit and through cash is deposited. So debit credit what goes out. So cash is going out to cash account. Next, she made purchases through cash. So purchase account data to cash account. So this is nothing but cash purchases. So 4,20,000 purchase account data to cash account. And she did some sales through bank, nothing but bank sales. So, and the check number is also updated. So bank account apart to sales account. If it is a cash sales, so you would have debited cash account. And it is here bank which is going to receive. So bank account data to sales account. Like that. She also paid salaries from her bank account, right? So salaries is a payment. So it is nothing but losses. So debit all losses and expenses according to nominal principle. Then who is from which account she is paying? It's a bank account. So bank account is a real account and the rule of the bank account is debit the receiver, credit the giver. So here the giver is a bank. That is why you're going to credit the bank account and it is 50,000. Let me cross check whether it is 50,000 exactly. Then she also received commission. So might be she have done some promotion, the sales promotion. So she received it in the form of cash. So debit what comes in, sorry, nominal account principal, all incomes and gains to be credited. So commission received is the income. So she got it, gain, I can say, commission received. So in this way, we are going to journalize this aspects. Now next is all about your ledgers. So life cycle of your accounting life cycle, third step is ledger. So you're going to maintain the ledgers over here. Now you have summarized it. You have recorded it. You have summarized it. Now you are maintaining it into the form of ledgers. So which is nothing but it is also a ledger book and a final book, what we call it. Now let's see. Finding the closing balances of the individual ledgers. Ledger means a set of accounts. So it is nothing but you find the opening balance and closing balance of that particular account ledger and it is nothing but a set of accounts. Your ledger means it is set of your accounts. Ledger can be an account also. This is also called book of final entry. Yeah, this is the final entry where there are no changes to be done here. All the transactions from the journal entries are recorded in the ledger. So from where is the base for this ledger is through from your journal entries. By opening separate accounts and their balances are found. It is a book of second entry. Now let's check up this ledgers. So on which in which books you are maintaining? So basically you are maintaining the accounts in the books of Rama Devi, who is nothing but your proprietor, right? So first we will maintain a cash account. So everywhere we maintain a cash without cash, because there are few cash accounts also here. So first we will maintain a cash accounts. So this is the ledger format which we have to maintain it. So basically it is in T format, date, particulars, debit, credit. So on the left side, you're going to give debit, and on the credit side, it is credit. So this is debit, credit. So on the left side, it is debit, and on the right side, it is credit. Right? So for all the accounts, this is the only format. So on debit, we are going to maintain it as debit, right side, and on the left side, it would be debit, and right side it would be credit. So basically this is your cash account which have to be maintained. So this is the basically your format. All accounts format will be in this way only. Okay, thank you.